You eat this every morning thinking it's healthy, but it's quietly clogging your arteries right now. Most people won't feel a thing until it's too late. But today, you'll see how to stop it before it stops your heart. Because what's really blocking millions of arteries across the world isn't just cholesterol or fat. It's a hidden breakfast habit that almost everyone believes is harmless. And chances are, it's part of your daily routine. You might think you're starting your morning the right way. A bowl of cereal, a glass of orange juice, maybe some low-fat yogurt, a piece of toast with jam. It feels light, it feels healthy, and it gives you that quick boost of energy. But inside your body, something very different is happening. Within minutes, your blood sugar spikes like a firework. Insulin surges through your veins to control it. And quietly, almost invisibly, inflammation begins to rise. That's the moment your arteries start to stiffen, your blood thickens, and small injuries form on the inner walls of your vessels. You don't feel any of it. There's no pain, no warning, no alarm, just the calm routine of another morning. While silently, your arteries grow narrower every single day. And one day, maybe years from now, that invisible buildup can trigger the most feared event of all, a heart attack or stroke. That's why heart disease is called the silent killer, because it builds quietly inside people who look and feel perfectly fine. But what's shocking is this: the problem doesn't begin in your heart, it begins in your habits. We've been told for decades that cholesterol and fat are the main villains, but science now shows that the real trigger is inflammation. The same internal fire that refined carbs, sugar, and stress ignite every morning. That first bite of healthy cereal or sip of juice doesn't just raise your sugar, it damages your endothelium, the delicate lining of your arteries. And when that lining is injured, it becomes sticky, pulling cholesterol, calcium, and immune cells into the area to repair it. Over time, those repairs harden into plaque. The more inflammation, the more damage. The more damage, the higher the chance your arteries will clog. That's why even people with normal cholesterol levels still suffer heart attacks. It's not just what's floating in your blood, it's what's happening to the walls that hold it. Think of your arteries like flexible highways built for smooth traffic. Every sugary breakfast is like pouring glue across the lanes. The cars, your red blood cells, can still move, but slower, with more friction. Day by day, that sticky residue builds until one morning the traffic stops completely. But here's the truth most people never hear. Your body can fight back. Your arteries are not dead pipes. They're living tissue. Every cell has the power to heal when you remove the cause of the injury. That means you can start reversing the process today. The same way your body built the plaque, it can also stop new plaque from forming and even begin to clear what's already there. But it starts with awareness. It starts with what's on your plate. Imagine this. Instead of a breakfast that inflames your arteries, you give them what they need to thrive. Calm, steady blood flow, flexible vessel walls, and no sudden surges of sugar. That's not a fantasy. It's exactly what happens when you replace the hidden habit that's been hurting your heart. So what is it really? It's the overconsumption of refined carbohydrates and sugars disguised as healthy. It's that instant oatmeal packet loaded with flavoring, that granola bar marketed as natural, that light yogurt filled with sweeteners, that orange juice that has as much sugar as soda. All of it adds up to one thing: chronic, low-grade inflammation inside your arteries. Let's break down what happens the moment that sugar hits your bloodstream. Your body sees it as an emergency. Your pancreas releases insulin to pull that sugar out of your blood. Insulin tells your liver to store it as fat. It also tells your kidneys to retain sodium, which raises your blood pressure. Your heart begins to pump harder. Your arteries, already inflamed, now face higher pressure and more friction. Over time, that constant pressure causes small cracks. Your body tries to heal them by patching with cholesterol, and that's how plaque begins to form. Not because of cholesterol itself, but because of repeated injury caused by inflammation. Now imagine this happening every day for years. Each breakfast, each rush to work, each moment of stress, all sending small waves of damage through your cardiovascular system. That's why people who eat clean and feel fine can suddenly face a heart emergency. The damage was never visible, but it was always there. But before you feel discouraged, let's turn this around. Because the power to stop it lies in the same hands that created it, yours. Science has shown that your endothelium, the fragile inner lining of your arteries, can regenerate within weeks when inflammation goes down. That means every healthy meal, every night of good sleep, every walk you take helps your arteries heal. It's not too late to change the story. In fact, the body responds faster than most people imagine. Within just 21 days of removing processed sugar and refined carbs, measurable improvements in blood flow can be seen in clinical tests. Within months, blood pressure stabilizes and vessel elasticity improves. That's how powerful small choices can be. So, what should you do instead? Start your day with foods that calm inflammation rather than ignite it. Real, natural foods that help your arteries relax and expand, like avocados, which are rich in healthy fats that lower bad cholesterol while raising the good kind, or leafy greens like spinach and kale, packed with nitrates that help your blood vessels produce nitric oxide, the molecule that keeps your arteries open and flexible. Even something as simple as a handful of blueberries can make a difference. Their antioxidants protect the endothelium from oxidative stress. And let's not forget olive oil, one of nature's most powerful artery protectors. Just a tablespoon a day can reduce inflammation markers and support blood flow. Add nuts, especially walnuts or almonds, which provide omega-3 fatty acids that calm your body's inflammatory response. These foods don't just feed your stomach, they feed your arteries life. Your body is an incredible machine, but it's also deeply sensitive. It reacts to every choice you make. When you start the morning with whole, living foods instead of processed ones, you send a message of healing. When you skip that sugary orange juice and drink water with lemon instead, your insulin stays steady, your pressure drops, and your arteries breathe. When you move your body, even a short walk, your muscles pull sugar out of the blood naturally, lowering inflammation further. Each small step creates momentum toward healing. You might wonder, how can something so simple make such a difference? Because your cardiovascular system is built for balance. It thrives on stability. Stable blood sugar, stable blood pressure, stable oxygen flow. Every spike, every crash, every wave of stress throws it off balance. Over time, that imbalance turns into disease. But restore balance, and your body does the rest. The most dangerous thing you can do is ignore these silent changes. People often wait for symptoms before acting. But by the time you feel tightness in your chest or shortness of breath, the process has already advanced. Prevention isn't about fear, it's about giving your heart the attention it deserves before it cries for help. You have more control than you think. Each morning, you stand at a crossroads. One path continues the quiet damage, sugar spikes, inflammation, silent buildup. The other path cools the fire, calms the pressure, and gives your heart room to heal. The difference isn't massive effort or radical diets. It's awareness. Take a look at your breakfast tomorrow. Ask yourself, is this fueling my energy or feeding my inflammation? The answer might surprise you, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. And that awareness changes everything. Because when you know what's happening inside you, you start to care differently. You make choices not out of fear, but out of love for the life beating inside your chest. Your heart doesn't ask for much, just honesty, consistency, and care. It's been with you since your first breath, working day and night, never resting. And all it asks is, don't make my job harder. So today, make this promise, to be conscious of what you feed your arteries, to trade sugar for strength, stress for calm, and habits. That harm for habits that heal. Your body is ready to respond. You just have to let it. Because your arteries may be silent, but they're listening to every choice you make. You already know what's hurting your heart, that hidden habit disguised as health. But now let's talk about what happens when you stop it. The moment you begin choosing differently, your body starts a silent repair process. Inside your arteries, inflammation begins to fade. The cells that were once screaming for help start to rebuild. Blood starts to move more freely again. The stiffness begins to soften. It's as if the body finally exhales after years of tension. You may not feel it right away, but your heart does. Every heartbeat becomes just a little easier, a little lighter, a little freer. That's the beauty of your cardiovascular system. It forgives quickly. The same arteries that were damaged by years of poor habits can begin to recover when given a break. And it doesn't take a radical diet or a new medication to start. It takes one conscious decision every morning. Replace the sweet, processed breakfast with something that truly nourishes your body. And you'll feel the difference not just in your energy, but in your life itself. You'll notice it in your mood, your focus, your breathing, and even the color of your skin. Because when blood flows freely, everything changes. But there's another silent danger most people overlook: stress. Chronic stress is like an invisible hand squeezing your arteries day after day. Every argument, every deadline, every restless night releases cortisol, the stress hormone that raises blood pressure and tightens vessels. You can eat perfectly and still harm your arteries if you live in constant tension. That's why one of the most powerful things you can do for your heart isn't found on a plate. It's found in peace. Deep breathing, short walks, time in nature, prayer, or quiet reflection are not luxuries. They're medicine. They lower cortisol, calm the nervous system, and tell your arteries, you are safe. Your heart listens to everything your mind says. When your thoughts race, your pulse follows. When your mind rests, your pulse slows. This connection is ancient and powerful. It means that healing your heart isn't only physical, it's emotional. Let go of the anger, the resentment, the rush to be perfect, because your heart doesn't need perfection. It needs peace. Think about how your heart works for you. It beats over 100,000 times a day, without pause, without complaint. It never takes a vacation. It never asks for anything in return. Yet so many people only think about it when something goes wrong. That's the tragedy of modern life. We care for everything outside us but forget the organ that keeps us alive. The moment you start caring for your heart before it cries for help, everything begins to change. Now imagine this. 6 months from today, your blood pressure is stable, your energy is back, your breath feels lighter, and your doctor looks at your results with surprise. They see the difference. The numbers that once crept higher are now steady. The scan that once showed plaque now shows improvement. That's not luck. That's biology responding to your love. Your body has been waiting for you to make this decision. It never stopped trying to protect you, even when you didn't notice. Every heartbeat was a reminder that it still believes in you. There's something sacred about the human heart. It carries not just blood, but emotion, memory, purpose. It reacts to every moment of joy, fear, and gratitude. You can't separate the physical from the emotional, and that's why healing the heart always begins with awareness. You cannot fix what you refuse to see, but once you see, you can never go back to blindness. Once you know that every bite, every thought, every heartbeat matters, you start living differently. You slow down, you choose carefully, you breathe deeper, you feel more alive. People often ask, what's the single best thing I can do for my heart? The answer is simple. Stop feeding inflammation. Every time you eat sugar disguised as health, your arteries pay the price. Every time you replace that with whole, natural food, your arteries thank you. You don't need perfection. You need consistency. One good choice, repeated daily, becomes transformation. One calm morning becomes a habit. One habit becomes health. So tomorrow morning, when you open your eyes, make it a moment of awareness. Instead of rushing straight to caffeine and sugar, take one deep breath. Feel your heartbeat. Thank it. Then give it something it deserves. Something real. A glass of water. A handful of nuts. A walk in the sunlight. These are not small things. They're quiet acts of self-respect. Your body feels every one of them. And if you're thinking, but I've eaten this way for decades, remember this. Your body doesn't hold grudges. It heals the moment you stop hurting it. Your arteries will start to open up again. Your blood pressure will begin to drop naturally, and your heart will start to feel lighter. The body's design is not for punishment. It's for renewal. That's the miracle of life we forget. It's never too late to change direction. Even your smallest choices create waves. A single day of better eating improves insulin sensitivity. A week of lowering sugar begins to reduce inflammation markers. A month of steady habits starts to repair your vessel lining. And every beat after that carries cleaner blood, more oxygen, and more life. It's not magic. It's cause and effect. You're not fighting your body. You're finally working with it. But maybe right now you're scared. Maybe someone you love has suffered a heart attack, or you've lost someone suddenly, and now you feel that fear in your own chest. Listen, fear is natural, but it's not your enemy. It's your signal to act. Fear tells you that something precious is worth protecting. Use it. Don't hide from it. Let it push you to change, to move, to live differently. Because once you begin, that fear transforms into strength. You'll start to notice small victories, like calmer mornings, clearer thoughts, and a steadier heartbeat. You'll realize your body isn't betraying you. It's begging for your attention. The moment you listen, the healing begins. That's the quiet revolution that no medicine can replace. The moment you decide to be on your own side again. So stop now. Stop believing that this hidden habit is harmless. Stop trusting labels that say low fat while hiding sugar. Stop skipping meals and then grabbing processed snacks. Stop thinking it's too late, because none of that is true. What's true is that your heart still beats for you. It still has time. It still wants to live. The future of your health is not written in your genes or your past choices. It's written in your daily routine. You can't change yesterday's breakfast, but you can change tomorrow's. You can't undo years of inflammation overnight, but you can stop adding more today. And when you do, your body will thank you in the only language it knows: energy, calm, and strength. Picture this: blood flowing freely through open, flexible arteries, oxygen reaching every cell with ease, a heart that beats effortlessly, not fighting against pressure, but working in perfect rhythm. That's what's waiting for you. Not a miracle, not a fantasy, just the reward of finally giving your body what it's been asking for. Your body can fight back. It's fighting even now, quietly repairing, rebuilding, restoring. But it needs you to stop standing in its way. Each time you eat, you make a choice between inflammation or healing, between friction or flow, between pressure or peace. Choose peace. Choose healing. Choose life. Because no one else can do this for you. Your doctor can guide you. Your family can support you. But only you can choose what goes into your body, how you handle stress, and how much you move. You are not a victim of aging. You are a participant in your own vitality. Every breath you take is a chance to start again. So as you hear these words, pause for a moment. Place your hand over your heart. Feel that rhythm. That's life speaking to you. It's steady, patient, forgiving. It's been with you through every high and low, every joy and disappointment. It's not giving up on you. Don't give up on it. Feed it better. Move it often. Let it rest when it needs rest. Protect it from the noise, the rush, the pressure. Let your heart be your guide, not your warning. And when you finish this video, don't just think about what's wrong. Think about what's possible. Think about what it would feel like to wake up each morning with calm energy, clear focus, and a body that feels light, alive, and strong. That's not a dream. It's your potential. Your heart knows the way. You just have to listen. Take care of your heart. It's the engine that keeps you alive. Subscribe and share this message with someone you love.